An effective 1-2.
Nice hard left hand by Paquiao. That hurt Bradley.
Yeah, that was a good count.
And down goes Bradley for the second Paquiao knockdown. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come in. Who has more left?
So is it round 1 of fight number 3, or is it round 25 between Paquiao and Bradley? The action of the next 3 minutes should begin to give us a glimpse into where they are tonight.
You see Bradley come out right away, circling to Pacquiao's left, using the jab, not trying to hit Pacquiao's face right away, but hitting the hands. Very smart tactic to start out with.
Why?
Well, because if you go at his head, you allow him to be able to counter and hit you in the face. So you never go out there and reach at his head right away, because you'll get caught by a vicious counterpunch.
Bradley feels in his preparation for this fight, he has a tool in the toolbox for any occasion. Anything Paquiao does, he's prepared for. His muscle memory is ready.
Remember, it was the right shoulder where the rotator cuff was torn. He says that the injury was exacerbated during the 4th round against Floyd Mayweather. He had the surgery very shortly after that fight, took most of the summer off, then played basketball all through the fall, began swimming in the ocean. Freddie Roach said that Manny Pacquiao swam in the ocean every day during training camp in the Philippines, something he has never done before.
Much more relaxed Tim Bradley so far, it seems, in this first round.
Yeah, that's because he has a game plan on, Max. Before, he just came out to box and win. Now he's out with a strategy. And to stick to that strategy, he has to be very disciplined and very calm, or else he'll give away his game plan.
So you're saying it's the relaxation of a man who is set and very clear on what he wants to do in the fight, as opposed to scratching and sniffing and trying to figure out what to do.
That's exactly what it is. And the same with Manny. Manny is always calm because he knows what he's coming to do. He's a professional. He doesn't have a lot of things that he has to worry about because he knows what his plan is. Right away, we see Tim Bradley attacking to the left so that he's on the outside of Manny's overhand left when he finishes his assault.
Left hand lands down the middle for Paquiao.
No, Pacquiao hasn't scored a lot of knockouts in recent years. He can bang with both hands from angles that he shouldn't be able to generate power from.
Yeah, he's one of those super athletic guys, a guy who's blessed with a lot of athleticism, and you know, you can't ask for a better guy at throwing punches from all angles than a Manny Pacquiao.
Well, this might be what we call a feeling out round in round number 1. 4 out of 19, not really much to choose there, other than that Paquiao was a little more active.
In the old days, that would have been called an even round, because I really didn't see anyone land anything real. But judges are loath to score even rounds nowadays, and so you start to look for tiebreakers. It seems to me that Bradley was the guy employing his game plan, and it was in fact Paquiao who was scratching and sniffing, as you described earlier.
But I thought it was a good round for both fighters, because that's how a really good first round is supposed to go between two real well-schooled fighters. Neither guy's supposed to give up any big shots. Neither guy's supposed to get caught with any big shots. Right away, Tim Bradley has landed a good left hook high on the head of Pacquiao in the second round. So,
and to button the discussion of round 1, for what it's worth, our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman, scored the round for Paquiao.
Harris, I got you.
They touch gloves. Paquiao trying to drill that left hand down the middle. And again.
Pacquiao is just so quick.
So quick with his attack. But you see, Tim Bradley's doing a good job of countering and keeping that distance. He didn't just go crazy and get all low and be out of position when after Pacquiao threw that left hand like we've seen him do in the past 2 fights.
You talk about how quick Pacquiao looks on the attack. My thought is he's happy not to be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
Stop. Yeah, that's it. Here we go.
shot by Bradley, reaching with the right hand. Now Paquiao tries to come back to the body with his right hand. Can't get it there. Bradley with a little right hand of his own.
And you see how Bradley used his legs right there to get him out of trouble, out of harm's way. That's the new kind of stuff that Teddy Atlas brings to the table. Use your feet for defense, not so much your hands and your torso.
Paquiao again trying to go to the body with the left. Bradley is occupying Paquiao with his jab. Hasn't really landed one cleanly, but is making Paquiao think.
And with a guy as powerful as Paquiao is, that's what you have to do.
You know, in recent fights, obviously Floyd Mayweather and now here against Bradley, the idea seems to be stop Pacquiao's offense. You know, neutralize his offense and then you peck and poke and try to win rounds. In the old days, and maybe it has to do with the quality of the opponent, you couldn't neutralize Pacquiao's offense. His attack was relentless and maybe a little less so now.
Crowd ooh and ah as Paquiao landed another left hand. Paquiao again the aggressor there in that exchange. Very quick tonight with the right and the left, Manny Paquiao. So at least on Harold's unofficial card, Manny Pacquiao's off to a 2-round edge. And there he is once again, Paquiao blocking Bradley's jab with his gloves, which he's been doing throughout the first 2.5 rounds.
Well, see, the thing about Paquiao is a lot of the things that Tim has learned, Paquiao already was doing them. So you see when Tim comes at Paquiao, uses his legs too to get him out of harm's way. And he just landed a beautiful straight left hand.
Bradley's quick and athletic, but Paquiao is a phenomenon. He's a different level of quick and athletic.
And he's a different level of assertive tonight than he was in his last appearance here against Floyd Mayweather.
Well, Floyd said Pacquiao was a very difficult fight. Don't think it was easy because he made it look easy. Pacquiao's really good and would beat most anyone else.
And there was a return left hook from Tim Bradley that landed after Paquiao threw a right hand down the pipe.
And you see Tim throwing the proper punches tonight. Just now.
Hard right hand by Bradley.
Yes, he thought Paquiao was coming. He stopped and threw a mean check hook just in case Paquiao came. Paquiao was smart enough not to go, though.
Bradley getting just a little bit more aggressive as round 3 progresses. Blocking Pacquiao's right, flicking that left out there, not landing it, making Paquiao think about his jab. There's a little left hand inside by Paquiao, and Bradley landed one in return.
He landed a good lip right to the body right there.
Yep, so far a sharper Bradley, but still unclear whether that's enough against Paquiao.
They trade jabs.
Good hook by Paquiao.
Quick check hook.
Yes, it was.
Bradley attempting a right hand lead. Glove has to travel a long distance to land.
Here's where Tim Bradley has to keep his focus and not get over anxious and try to land something, because sometimes there will be times in the fight that you won't be able to put a glove on Paquiao. That's just how good Paquiao is. But this is where we see that focus that Teddy has taught him. Can he keep that focus and maintain it through these hard times?
There were moments in both the first and second fights when we were watching a fight. So far, this is a tactical boxing match. Come to the end of round number 3. There are 4 scars forming a sort of a square on the top of Pacquiao's right shoulder from where arthroscopic incisions were made in the surgery to repair his rotator cuff. And our interpreter, Ernie Kalua, in Pacquiao's corner tells us that there was no discussion of Pacquiao's right shoulder between rounds. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I got it 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Manny Pacquiao. And I'll tell you why. You know, Jim, this fight, I I score the rounds for the guy that's coming forward, that's controlling the fight. Manny Pacquiao's been backing him up from the opening bell. And you know, he just backs him up and he lands good shots and he's got leverage. On the other hand, Timothy Bradley landed some nice shots in round 3, but Manny somehow or another stopped punching. But look at the way Manny, walks him down, backs him up, and gets a good shot. See, backs him up, gets in a good left hand. See that? Again, backs him up, lands a good left hand. 2-1, Manny Pacquiao.
We're seeing a lot more left hands from Paquiao without the hook now, though. So, I mean, we still want to see if that right hook comes or not, because if it doesn't, that could mean that there are problems.
Well, the right hook is the punch that Freddie Roach taught Paquiao in the middle of his career. It was the punch that took him from being a very dangerous, good fighter to a truly great fighter. It was the punch that enabled him to ultimately knock out Eric Morales twice after Morales had controlled him with the jab and beaten him in the first of their 3 fights because Paquiao didn't have the right hand counter to go against that jab. Once he developed that punch, he went to another level. If he's lost it, he's back to being the left hand searching Manny Pacquiao. Still dangerous, but not the same complete fighter.
And I haven't seen him legitimately throw a right hook since he moved that arm back yet.
If Teddy and Tim Bradley see that, then it makes their job much easier. Just take away the straight left hand, and there's less to worry about. Of course, the best laid plans of mice and men. I mean, Paquiao, you can have a plan, and he can just get the punch home before you can enact the plan.
And there was a small hook just a moment ago, but I don't know if it had any authority on it.
Well, I think it's coming back moment by moment, though.
There's a hook.
Helping to set up the left hand, and Paquiao is having a good round here against Tim Bradley. Manny Pacquiao starts to pop his gloves together in front of himself. He's feeling good. He feels like he's ready to rumble, and that's going on. It's like watching Oscar De La Hoya bounce on his feet. You always knew the rally was coming. Hard right hand by Bradley. Paquiao wanted to get back at him and almost punched beyond the bell. Through round 4, Bradley is averaging 8 out of 25 punches per round. In the first 2 fights versus Paquiao, he was 13 for 61 per round. So Bradley is slowing his pace here as compared to what's happened before. But by the way, so is Manny Pacquiao. He's landed a total of 34 punches by CompuBox count to this point.
And Bradley throwing more meaningful punches in this fight than he ever threw in the first 2 fights, Jim. He's throwing punches now with bad intent, and those punches are to let Paquiao know that I'm ready. If you come in here, I have a defense mechanism.
So you're saying that the difference between the 25 punches per round that Bradley might be throwing here and the 61 per round he was throwing then was a lot of wasted punches?
A lot of wasted punches and not quality punches like he's using tonight. Tonight he's using quality punches.
Well, that could be the imprint of Teddy Atlas, of course.
Of course it is. Good left hand by Paquiao.
Great left hand down the pipe by Manny Pacquiao. He looked very fluid and accurate tonight.
Pacquiao's throwing that hook, but it's when Tim ducks down a little bit, and Manny doesn't really have to raise up that right shoulder. Bradley having a much better round here.
Yeah, he is. A good shot by Bradley. And that's what I mean by more quality. Those are knockout punches right there.
There's another hard left hand by Paquiao. And they're beginning to trade here in round number 5 as the fight goes to a different level of action.
Teddy wanted more activity from Bradley at a distance, and that's what he's getting so far this round. Paquiao kind of gesturing with the shoulder again there, as though it's bothering him.
You know, and I hate to say it, but once, good left uppercut by Bradley.
After a left hand over the top by Paquiao.
Once I fought a guy and I beat his shoulder. And that may not have been a bad strategy for Bradley to employ tonight.
The crowd begins to chant, Manny, Manny. He takes a hard shot from Bradley and fires back with one of his own.
Danger there for Bradley, though he got the better of it that time. You get caught in an exchange with a puncher like Paquiao, that's bad for you.
Yes, it is.
Paquiao got the better of that exchange. Total punches landed in the round. CompuBox sees Paquiao nearly doubling Bradley. And now they're trading fluidly. And Paquiao looks very comfortable firing away in these tight spots against Tim Bradley.
Good, tough round.
Paquiao got the better of it in the last minute and will probably be seen as the winner of the round. But that's Manny Paquiao.
Not a normal fighter. He's like a superhuman fighter.
And Max, at the end of that round, I think we saw Tim lose focus a little bit because he badly telegraphed the move that he was trying to make, and that's what he's not supposed to do in this particular fight.
So Teddy Atlas's intensity is rising from round to round. And we've seen Tim Bradley respond positively to it in their one previous fight together.
Good hook by Bradley.
Paquiao just seems to be happy to be in the ring with someone who will trade with him.
Yes, he is, Jimmy.
And let him fight.
He's very happy to be in here with a guy that he can trade punches with. He's a real guy that loves to trade. There's that hook again. I just think this is the type of a fight that Paquiao loves.
And let's go to Max Kellerman with Freddie Roach in Manny Pacquiao's corner.
Freddie, Manny seems to be gesturing with his right shoulder as he did against Floyd in the 4th round. Has he mentioned anything in the corner?
No, I don't think there's any problem with it right now. He's just having more success with his left hand right now, but no complaints whatsoever.
How's the fight going so far?
It started off a little bit slow, but now he's getting into the fight and he's starting laying combinations and he's backing him up, and that's where I want to see, and that's where I like.
Is Bradley showing you anything you hadn't anticipated?
Bradley, obviously a very tough guy, but I know that going into it, nothing new, no.
Thanks, Freddie.
And there you saw Manny counter with 3 and 4 punch combinations in the counter. So those are the type of things that won him the first two fights, in my opinion.
And in the opinion of virtually every ring expert alive, Paquiao landed a little right hook inside there against Bradley. Max, while you were gone, I mentioned that Paquiao looks very happy to be in the ring with someone who will trade with him. We agreed that it's a much more telegenic fight than the last one in which he appeared.
Well, Manny, at his very best, made fighters trade with him whether they wanted to or not. And it's that intensity, that little edge off the intensity, that has seemed to diminish his effectiveness, although a diminished Paquiao is still better than almost everyone else.
Bradley likes to trade. That's one of the reasons we've seen the kind of action we want to see. What must Bradley do, in your view, Max, to turn things more in his favor?
You hear it in the corner. He needs to maintain his intensity, not kind of
What that means is touch him in front like you're coming down the middle and come around with the hook of the overhand left to come around the side. So when you touch the front, though, you make him put his hands in front to stop that, and you come around the side of the gloves, and hopefully he won't be expecting that because he thinks you're at the front door.
Harold, how do you have it halfway through?
You know, Jim, I got to tell you, I think Timothy Bradley is giving up too many rounds, period. I got it 5 rounds to 1, 59-55, Manny Paquiao. You know, Jim, he backs him up constantly, and when he backs him up, he gets off good shots, and Bradley covers up. Look, he backed him up and wrapped him with a good left hand, and that's been the story of the fight. Manny Paquiao taking it to him, backing him up. When Tim covers up, he hits him. Did it again. Pacquiao keeps coming forward. Bradley keeps backing up. You can't back up on Manny Pacquiao. You got to take it to him and punch him. And Bradley's not doing it. 5-1, Manny Pacquiao.
There have been a couple of right hooks in this round, which may have dispelled any notion on our part that the right hook can't be authoritative. He's landed it well the last couple of rounds. Bradley is still looking for a way to get in the side door.
Now, Teddy wants a spotless fight from Bradley. Take away the spots. Those moments when Paquiao and the distances where Paquiao has success, but a lot easier said than done. Paquiao is so quick, as I've been mentioning, so unorthodox in his attack, and is able to generate real power in positions he shouldn't be able to.
I see a rebirth in Manny Pacquiao. He looks fast and fluid tonight, not tentative the way he looked against Floyd Mayweather.
No, he's very hungry tonight. And that's what you like to see in him.
He was so calm and happy in his meeting with us yesterday that you almost wondered whether Manny Pacquiao was truly ready to fight. These first 6 rounds seem to have brought an end to that notion too, as Pacquiao has come in and has been the aggressor much of the way.
And because Bradley's not a very big puncher, Pacquiao's able to erase 2 minutes of good work in certain rounds that Bradley's done, because Paquiao can put hard combinations together so quickly toward the end of a round, he can steal it, and that's happened a couple times so far in this fight.
30 seconds to go in this round, and this is a round in which Bradley is once again in danger of giving it up and losing the round to Paquiao. He needs something serious to begin happening fast.
He needs a big shot somewhere in this fight to turn around to get the momentum back.
Bradley touches the canvas with his glove, and that's a knockdown. And that's going to create a 2-point round for Manny Paquiao. It looked almost as though Bradley slipped, but when the glove touched the canvas, Tony Weeks stepped in and authored the count. And the crowd is wildly excited for Paquiao as he gets a lucky break and has a 2-point round.
PC Paquiao coming in with that big left hand. Straight left followed by a right hook that landed right on the chin. He was up in the air, kind of off balance too, but the punch did land on the chin. Whether it was a knockdown.
That's a knockdown.
Yeah, I think it's a knockdown because there was no feet entanglement and it was a punch on the chin.
Pacquiao's mom rising from her seat after the knockdown by Manny, and it was the little right hook inside that did the damage and created the knockdown. One more evidence that the right hook is in fact working tonight.
Speed and power of Paquiao is the eraser. Can erase all your good work.
Yes, it can, Max.
And so now, if Harold Letterman's scorecard is anything close to what the official cards are, Timothy Bradley has a deficit against which to work down the stretch of this fight. And he's not a big puncher.
I could see the cards a couple rounds closer.
Well, possible, but a couple rounds closer would still be a 4-point deficit.
Bradley is losing
with 5 rounds to go. He needs something dramatic to happen, and it's difficult for him to make something dramatic happen because he's not a particularly large puncher.
Nope, and Paquiao is so busy, moves his feet so well, moves to the left and to the right while he's attacking. Makes it very difficult for a guy to hit him with a counter punch.
As was the case in the first 2 fights. Bradley's doing a lot of good things, but Paquiao is just better so far.
Manny Pacquiao reminding us in flashes here and there why his record establishes he's one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Good right hand by Bradley.
Yep,
Needs more of that.
He's trying to time Paquiao in. He thinks he has the distance, but Pacquiao's so quick, he was a little tentative on both those right hands.
That's exactly right, Max. He's trying to time it, kind of like what he saw Marquez do, but it's very difficult when you're in there with Paquiao because you really can't tell exactly when he's coming for sure and when he's not.
Bradley's landing good, clean, hard shots at times.
But Pacquiao's countering brilliantly at times, too.
There's a
great left hand by Bradley. Best punch of the fight. And another left hook. And he may have hurt Paquiao for the first time in their 3 fights together. Bradley has Paquiao in trouble against the ropes.
Let him up. You better be careful.
Paquiao told him something just then. I thought he said, "You hurt me," or something to that effect. You got me.
And what Bradley should do is go right back to that punch again.
And Tim Bradley finally has a big moment against Manny Pacquiao.
And the
can
crowd,
generate a few more.
And the crowd is chanting Bradley.
Now Pacquiao wants to answer back. 4 rounds to go. Bradley chasing another big moment.
Petty wanted him to go after him just then, was screaming, get him from the corner, and Bradley went after him.
Teddy wants him to build off of that last round momentum. And you can't do that by waiting on Paquiao, because he's going to catch you sooner or later if you wait on it.
Hard right hand by Bradley. Paquiao lands the left inside. Bradley's energy level is rising as he tries to rally in the fight.
Yeah, the difference in the last 3/4 of a round and the last round till now, maybe from the rest of the fight, is in those exchanges, Bradley seems to be getting the better of it and landing the heavier leather.
In the last 2 rounds. Bradley's greatest chance here may come from the fact that Paquiao still has that champion's instinct to want to answer back every time Bradley does something good. He's creating openings for Bradley by mounting his offense. And now Paquiao back with the momentum as he backs Bradley up and lands a left hand over the top.
And he may have one of the quickest 1-2s in the business, Jim. An effective 1-2.
Here's a hard left hand by Paquiao.
That hurt Bradley.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Down goes Bradley for the second Paquiao knockdown. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come in. You good?
Tremendous moment for Manny Paquiao. He wasn't able to knock Tim Bradley down in either of their first 2 fights, but he's knocked him down twice here. And that time, it was with a thunderous left-hand shot.
That is the danger with getting more offensive with Paquiao.
That's exactly right.
The quicker fighter with the bigger punch.
And he's not a good counterpuncher. When he's on, he's a great counterpuncher.
Yep.
And now they're chanting Paquiao, Paquiao. Spirited round.
Good fight. Good fight.
Tim came in, kept his head in the same place as the attack, didn't move out, let no pocket zone, and bam, got counted with the left. That hurt him. And then here comes Paquiao. We know Paquiao is one of the best finishers in the business. Followed the shot with a looping left uppercut and set him down. Tim highly off balance when he came with this looping shot. He was off balance right there, and Paquiao just threw the shot because he knew Tim was off balance.
Pacquiao missed badly with the left hand and was able to get the hand back in gear and fired the second punch so fluidly to knock Bradley down. Tremendous athletic move by Manny Pacquiao.
Yes, it
left
was.
hook. The 6-inch left hook that knocked him down.
Yep.
And you see a lot of discouragement on Tim Bradley's face now.
And as we come to the 10th round, the action in the last round makes the scorecard probably considerably more forbidding for Tim Bradley. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, so they got it 7 rounds to 2, 88-81, Manny Pacquiao. You got to give him an extra point around 7 and 9 for the 2 knockdowns. You know, knockdown in each round. Those are 2 10-8 rounds, which is what's building Manny Pacquiao's score way up, you know. He's got a heck of a lead on a scorecard. I mean, he's the way I figure it, he's got at least a 7-point lead. Be as it may, Manny Pacquiao still backing him up, still controlling the fight. Judges love aggressive, you know, effective aggressors. Guys that move forward, that control the fight, and that's what Manny does the entire fight. Goes forward, lands hard shots. 6 rounds to 2, 7 rounds to 2, Pacquiao.
Good body shot by Paquiao.
So the evidence shows Manny Pacquiao must have taken the rubber match talk seriously. He has committed to this fight. He has put in the work. Despite all the distractions in his life, Senate campaign, shoulder surgery, loss to Mayweather, considerable criticism for his public statements, the focus was still there. to give him the chance to come in here and knock Tim Bradley to the canvas twice, en route to what is now a likely victory in the third fight between the two of them. Amazing.
He's very focused, very poised, and I think he took it to heart that Tim had Teddy Atlas, because he knows that Teddy Atlas is going to make Tim go to another level. Therefore, he took himself to another level.
14,665 spectators in the arena for what Manny Paquiao said would be his last fight. But when you fight this well, how could it be the last fight?
No way.
Everybody here is going to want to see him again.
Well, Freddie Roach on our Under the Lights show says after this fight, which he anticipated would be a win, of course, he'd like to see Manny fight Canelo and then Floyd again.
Oh my gosh. Straight left hand for Paquiao. Straight left hand for Paquiao.
Now, I don't know how much better Tim can be fighting. It's just, it's not enough.
This has been very good, Tim Bradley. It's been great, Manny Paquiao.
Who couldn't win the championship because Archie Moore was in the division at the time. And as good as Harold Johnson was, that's how great Archie Moore was. And he couldn't get past Archie Moore. And it looks like Manny Paquiao is Tim Bradley's Archie Moore.
Tim Bradley very much wanted to become the #1 welterweight in the world tonight. And he came in fired up, ready to produce a great performance. Manny Paquiao has answered that in every way imaginable.
Yes, he did, Jim. He upped his game. He showed people why he is who he is.
Well, let's see if he can give Teddy Atlas, if Bradley can give Teddy Atlas 6 minutes of his best. Even while he's a little bit crestfallen.
You could see why Teddy's proud of Tim Bradley. He's, you know, how much better he can box.
Kept his composure. Only lost focus maybe 1 or 2 times.
What Floyd says when he means that he made it look easy. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. It wasn't easy.
Never is easy against a guy like Manny Paquiao, because you never can tell what he's going to do.
Maybe because Paquiao, too, is one of the greatest fighters ever.
Yep. Without a doubt.
Monica Bradley, recognizing that the camera was following her out of the arena, made a decision to turn around and come back. So she's back in her seat. Imagine the satisfaction with which Floyd Mayweather watches this tonight and says to himself and others around him, I beat that guy. I dominated that guy. That's how good I am. It's quite a statement.
It is. Even at this stage in Pacquiao's career.
Good right hand for Bradley. Good left hand for Paquiao. Right hand for Bradley in return. Paquiao to this point in the fight by CompuBox count throwing 123 more punches than Timothy Bradley.
Sharp 1-2s from Bradley.
Good round like Teddy asked for.
Yep. I think that's good advice in the corner. Bradley's not a puncher. Just box your game plan. If something unexpectedly good happens, you follow up. But in the meantime, you put 2 rounds in the bank and see what happens.
Yep.
In her own reverie at ringside.
Now Teddy wants Tim Bradley to try to set Paquiao up for a knockout right hand. I guess he saw enough in that 11th, Floyd, that made him think he's kind of settled things down in there, and maybe in the last round, it's his only shot anyway.
Yeah, that's the only thing he can do. Max has his only chance is to knock him out. He knows that at this point. With 2 knockdowns, that puts you way behind on the scorecard, so the only chance you have is to try to set him up and knock him out.
And he asked Bradley to go down with the right hand and then come up, right?
Yeah, go down with the right hand to hopefully make him reach down, then come up top with it.
Good. Okay.
And
Okay. Good. Okay.
Manny Paquiao says that Bradley hit him low.
That was a good right hand by Bradley.
Yeah.
From here, regardless of the result of the fight, Manny Pacquiao will fly back to the Philippines, where for the next month he will campaign for a Senate seat. He acknowledged us that campaigning in the Philippines, like in the United States, is physically strenuous, is mentally exhausting, is mind-numbingly difficult, and he expects to win. Bradley still looking to land the big right hand and knock Paquiao out, as Teddy Atlas asked him to do.
I got you.
That was a good hook by Bradley. Don't think it bothered
15
Pacquiao.
seconds to go.
Pacquiao feels that the fight is salted away correctly, of course, and is turned into a bit of a boxer. Now he looks like he wants to get aggressive.
Stop. No.
Under a minute.
No. Go from them.
Well, it's a far cry from what happened against Floyd Mayweather 11 months ago. This has been a spirited performance all the way for Paquiao, and he built it from round to round. First few rounds were tentative, feeling each other out, and then Paquiao began to throw thunderous counters and land his straight left hand and his right hook. And eventually he got what seemed to be a fortunate knockdown of Bradley, and a couple rounds after that he got the real one. And the real one probably ended the competitive issue and brought to Manny Pacquiao one of the glorious wins of his career.